Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and a CNN analyst just went rogue and sided with former President Donald Trump. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. Now, if you've been following this channel for any amount of time, you know I'm a big fan of CNN legal analyst Elie Honig. I've noticed on that channel particularly, Elie likes to call balls and strikes. He doesn't just go anti-Trump. He doesn't just go, let's pile on Trump. He calls a legal case as he sees it. And what he says in this video clip is that he believes Letitia James's case against Trump is political, that it's political in nature, and there's no way around it. And he cites examples of things Letitia James said to try to get elected as the Attorney General there. So a lot of this makes a lot of sense if you followed this case at all. I want you guys to watch this video, and I want you to give me your thoughts on what Elie's doing here in front of his audience. So please do that. But before I let you go, please again remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm Carmine Sabia for Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.
Interesting. The very first thing in the closing argument was to make the claim this is all political.
Absolutely. I mean, Elie, Caroline, weigh in on this as well. I think I scribbled it down. I can't read my own writing. Scribbled it down as Paula was reporting it out. This entire case is a manufactured claim to serve a political agenda. First words out of Chris Kaiser's mouth.
Well, two things can be true and are true at once. Yes, Donald Trump inflated the value of his assets by a lot. I think that's been established by this case. There's a separate question whether anyone was actually harmed because the banks made the loans, they knew what they were doing, they got paid back. But it is a fact that Letitia James, as Paula Reed said, Letitia James campaigned for Attorney General in 2018 specifically on a promise of vote for me and I'll get Donald Trump. That's not something she said once. She said it dozens of times. She said it in writing. She fundraised off it. And she wasn't even specific. She didn't say, I'll get him for inflating his assets. At one point, she said he could be indicted for money laundering. At one point, she said, the day after she was elected, she said, and I quote, we're definitely going to sue his ass. He'll know my name. And when you make statements like that, how can you say there's no political angle to this? You can maybe say the facts are there, but it's also political. That's Letitia James's own doing.
So what if two things, Counselor, if we move forward, that these two things are true at the same time, what does it mean? What does it mean to all of this?
Right. That's what's so hard about Trump in all of these cases. The question is, we hear this phrase often repeated, no one is above the law. But the question is he being unfairly treated on both sides, right? Whether he's being over-prosecuted to some extent because of who he is, or given unfair treatment and under-prosecuted, as it were. And so it makes it very difficult. I mean, of course, we've got a lot of different prosecutors. I agree. It's not a good look for Tish James to be, speaking on the courtroom steps. It only adds to this argument that Trump is making that it is political. It tends to look political. But then you have to think about the actual facts of the case. And as Elie said, I mean, square footage doesn't lie, right? You can't. Some of these things are just on paper. It's a paper case to some extent, and the facts don't lie. He, inflated and deflated the value of his assets, obviously. But the question is, if it weren't him, would this have been prosecuted? And we may never know that answer.
Right. The judge has already found him liable for persistent and repeated fraud. The scope of the damages is part of what is at stake, but also, again, the political reality that that this is a campaign event for Donald Trump at the very same time. Elie, Caroline, thank you. John, we're going to get right back to John and Paula on the courtroom steps. Paula and John, they're getting all